Hey everybody, time for some bonus content. So I just finished giving my Vim Conf talk and a lot of comments were streaming by. I know I couldn't see all of them. So I decided I wanted to take all of these comments and save them somewhere in case I need to get back to anyone. Unfortunately, this interface isn't that easy to use. You got to scroll. When you get to the top, you'll see that has to reload the next set of comments. So what I had to do was keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until I got to an hour before my talk, or half an hour, I guess, before my talk started. Then I can inspect this in Chrome. And you can see all the comments are in these divs. And if we get to the top here, you'll see that this div over here contains all the comments on the whole page. So what I did is I scrolled up, gathered all the comments, right-clicked, and just clicked copy element, I believe. I'm not going to do it now because I didn't scroll all the way up this time. But you copy the element, go over to your terminal, launch everybody's favorite text editor, NeoVim. Let's just paste. Oh no. Okay, there we go. That's got to be it, right? Is it going to give me a big paste? There we go. So that's all the HTML that includes all the comments that I want to look through. And it's kind of hard to deal with right now. It did it as a single line. So we got to start slicing and dicing this text up to get it to the state we want it to be in. So first, I want to split this up to a bunch of lines. So I'm going to look for everywhere where I have a div. And I'm going to replace that with a new line and then that same text. So now we got all of our text on different lines, so it's a lot easier to deal with this file. This was the wrapper div, so I'm just going to delete that line over here. And now you can see there's kind of a pattern where there's divs for, you know, all the different parts of this message. And a lot of this is just junk that we don't need. We just want to see the who said what when. So for instance, we see this line here, repeats a lot, has no useful information. So I used visual star, a little snippet of my vimrc to highlight it. And now I can use comma R, another snippet, to start this find and replace. And we're just going to delete those. And in fact, instead of deleting those, I could do this, but now we have blank lines over there. Instead of that, I do my search. And I can actually say, go to all of those lines and delete them. Now they're deleted. Let's look at the next line at the top of our file here. It contains the image. And that's about it. Doesn't have the username, doesn't have anything else useful. So let's just select some glob of this text. Hit star. Make sure that we are matching just that line every time it repeats. And now we can do the same thing for that. We can say delete all those lines. Now we have a line with the username in it. We have a line with the timestamp in it. We have a line with the text in it. And we're down to the next line with the next username timestamp text. So now we're down to just the lines we want to see. And for the sake of sorting this, let's see, I want to still delete most of this HTML. So I'm going to go to the last of those three lines over here. And at the end of this line, I notice there's this end section, end div, which is going to repeat every three lines. So what I can do is, let's just replace that with a new line. You notice you use \R to replace with for your replacement part of the new line. So I'm going to replace that. Now all our comments are nicely separated. And now, really all I want is the stuff that's not part of the tags. All the tag stuff is just junk. So I may regret this later. Maybe I want to use the differences between these tags to split out the parts. But for now, let's just try looking for anything that is an open brace, any character except a closing brace, repeated however often, and then a closing brace. And we see that deletes all the tags and just leaves the content. who said it, what they said, or when they said it, and what they said. So now, of course, I can just delete all that text too. Now we're at a pretty readable view of this. If we want to go a bit further, we could combine the time with the username to make this a bit easier to read. This is going to be a bit trickier. If we assume that every block is only 3 lines, we could, of course, write a macro where we just go down 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines. But that could get a little messy. So instead, I think I want to use these blank lines to help me do this. So let's write a macro. I'm going to hit QA to start recording a macro and register A. And this macro, I'm just going to go down a line and hit J. And you know what? Let's replace this with a tab. That looks a little bit easier to distinguish. So that's looking pretty good. And now we see we can go down to the next blank line and type @A, and it does the same thing. @A does the same thing. Oh, I started on the wrong line. There we go. So now we have a macro that from a blank line can join the next 2 that we want. So now we can just go to any blank line in our file, and we can say run that macro. This will take some time. Hopefully I didn't screw that up. All right. So that's looking a little bit better. I'm not sure what went wrong there, though. Looks like it deleted the blank lines as part of that normal command. But hey, that's fine. Nope, something's definitely wrong. Let's see. It looks good when I do it like that. You know what? I bet it's getting screwed up because we're changing the number of lines as we run our macro. So we can do this another way. I'm going to record a macro again. And this time I'm going to say QA. I'm on a blank line. I'm going to go down 1, join, replace with a tab, and then go to the next blank line. And then I hit Q. And now if I do @A, it jumps down to the next one. And this seems to be a safer method for this specific edit. So now to spam this a bunch of times, I can say 9999 @A. And let it have a party. Oh. Failed over here. Let's try to see why that failed. 5 @A. It did those fine. 5 @. Do the next 5. 5 @. Oh, we have 2 blank lines in a row. That sneaky bastard. Okay. So let's search for this. Let's see. Can we say... Can we use these patterns more than once? Nope, but we can find it by doing \r/r. \n when it's part of the search pattern. One of the most annoying parts of Vim. So if we look for this pattern, now we're cooking with gas. All right. So we want to take all these, replace them with just a single \r. We got that fixed. Going to go down to here where it broke. And now we can try our 9999 @. How's that looking? Oh, is it still working? Yep, so the one downside of macros is they are a bit slow to work with. So we're just going to let NeoVim crunch on this, let my poor laptop try to get through this file. And looking at the side, I can see there's 5,000 lines in the file. So rather than have you sit through all that, I'm just going to stop it here and say thanks for watching. Of course, now that you have this like this, if you want to continue formatting it, export it to Excel, do whatever you want to do, you can use these same tools to do it. So I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration. Bye.